for me, I thought I was a little bit surprised about with like a team like Blue Jays is like Freshie. I mean, I feel like we've seen him on different teams before where he's been able to play some unique roles. He was like an entry at one point. He was kind of that like sole rifler. Now I feel like he's kind of playing this more support avenue, right? I mean, I think he's got some good firepower, based with his team. So, I mean, for him, I'm going to be curious how he's going to be able to, keep maintaining his role as well, because I think that's been a bit of an adjustment from what I remember. But look, we're not going to have to wait much longer. We're ready to go. Blue Jays is going to be starting on the CT side, Marsborne on the T side. And now it's all come down to this. Like we said, the number one team of Blue Jays taking on Marsborne.
Let's get into it, man. Full strength lineups, new org, new threads. Really excited to kick this one off. And straight away, it's an aggressive A split coming in for Marsborne, straight into the arms of Freshie. Freshie taps away one, but he gets cornered from both ends. And MOGM brings it back level as the bomb goes down.
Yeah, some good control from Marsborne again, even though, they were fighting for mid pretty slowly. They're able to get this bomb down with not too much of a threat. Freshie does get a little bit of one kill on the chop. And now the CT's ready to go. Smoke and a flash available here for the retake with one singular kit. So they do have, the time a little bit on their hands, but Fruit Cup, he's the one that's kind of exploring in mid. He has to be able to find something quick. Now Grizz, he's trying everything. He's just dancing around the box, and this is the guy we were talking about, but he's only going to get the one and done. Defuse getting attempted now through the smoke. The Glock's just tapping away. Bottom's going to be able to find that kill with Wolfie, and they will be able to find their first pistol.
It gets a little dicey there with the kit in play, but Wolf can't punch in the defusal code fast enough. Marsborne get the better of them in that pistol, and I mean, the A bomb site is an easier one to retake, but when you have to cordon off so many angles and you've got to use that smoke in that manner, in a more defensive manner, it's a little bit more difficult to pull out the stops. Grizz does some great work to slow down that onslaught with that early kill. But so far so good. One decent XVX going in the favor of Marsborne. Now, aggression from Wolf. I like the idea. Well prepared for it, but the nade takes him down to half HP and he gets obliterated. So that should be it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm just very excited to watch what a team like Marsborne can do now that they've got no constraints. Because of having to have this hamper of substitution after substitution, I'm actually very happy that we've had these rule changes back into the ESL playbook, that we can allow for full strength rosters to come back out and for us to have a chance at these teams having every opportunity to qualify for playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's a really good thing to bring up because, again, that was a much needed change. So it's good to see that, because that's what we were kind of saying. Like, it was a little unfortunate for a team like Marsborne, where we were saying, like, really exciting for them. Like, they get picked up right by an org, and they're, these new players from all different teams kind of combining together. A lot of potential what they can do, and then they kind of had some roster issues, which then kind of just throws them in a bit of a muck, right? So it is good to see now that we can be full effect and what these teams can really bring to the table. But Marsborne looking pretty so far, puffing their chests a little bit here with the double rounds in their favor. Going to be able to find that opening duel minus, but again, it gets traded out immediately. And now the CTs are starting to sing a little bit more with these rifles, getting that mid control. Marsborne not able to sign any sort of an answer. Slight taking some significant damage here with the utility, but now Wolfie on a big mission on a 1-on-4, but Snav just comes in with a big punch.
I mean, the idea there from Marsborne is they're trying to split into middle straight away. They go through a little bit of utility, but Slight does a great job in slowing down that attack alongside Wolf. And then Snav, I mean, playing Cave like that is very difficult because you've got to find the perfect timing in making sure that there's not a player to your back and you only have to deal with the mid play in front of you. And he plays that timing beautifully to find one back turn and then wins another gunfight as well to close out the round. I mean, that position can be very easy to exploit, but it can also be very dangerous if played correctly. So credit to Snav there to work in tandem with his mid players.
Marsborne going to wait on the back skirts of this, so now they're going to push through long. Fruit Cup now, a strong rifler like we talked about, getting this counter utility, going to be able to maybe slow these guys down, but they're just going to ignore it. They're just going to try to barrel through it. Snav now, the IGL, trying to see what he can do, and he's not able to tuck away on this, and now the T's, they're just kind of standing in the open. They're fully exposed, And they're right in the crosshairs here of the Blue Jays. And now making it onto the 4-on-2. Marsborne now with a Galil and AK in hand. No more utility. I mean, they might just need to pack this round over with unless they can find a duel quick and easy. But, I mean, Paladin, it just doesn't look likely at all.
Yeah, I mean, they were really trying to hope that Grizz opening could have led to something more, but anti-rush protocol is solid from the Blue Jays. You're going to have to work a little bit harder than that, Wolfie, but he'll try to do it himself. But not to be. His counterpart in Slight does the rest, and Freshie taps out minus. Beautiful work there from the Blue Jays in stopping that offense into that B bomb site. And as soon as they slow down, they just get kind of caught in the mud, caught in that smoke, and can't dig themselves out.
Slight with the instant B door smoke. Marsborne, what are you gonna do? I do like this idea, just again, united front, a unit together. They have one piece of utility. It's going to be a nice little pop flash. That nade might be decent. Yeah, that's huge. Grizz is already down to 22. Wolf might be able to pounce on a few more of these. Oh, Freshie. Oh, no. That's a bit of a missed jump, but he gets away with it still. His life is still going to be intact. And this round should be done and over with. Chalk does get himself a nice little bit of a quick kill, but nothing too much to sweat about. Could have been two if Freshie missed that shot, but nonetheless, Marsborne tried to do something with limited amount of expenses, and now we're right back into a full gun round. Good nade control from Blue Jays once again. Marsborne now going to be able to counteract this, and oh, Wolf's able to get himself on the side of the smoke. How does he get away with a double? Oh no, Monum's not able to find that trade at all. So now Grizz finally gets something, a little bit of a kill, but you can just see once again Blue Jays single-handedly with a one-man army just able to shut this play down. And Blue Jays in the position here to put themselves in a 4-2, and we're at 1:15 of the 6th round here, Paladin.
Yeah, you got to give credit for Slight flashing from the B bomb side to activate Wolf in middle to get that second. Snav doing well to get a dink, and great work there from Wolf to finish it off with the nade. Slow down from Marsborne, hoping that they can catch a little bit of aggression, and Wolf is low, but he's going to be fighting from a headshot angle, and he'll be taken out regardless on the jump up. Wolfie does find a kill back. So room for Marsborne to maneuver just slightly with that back door of the A bomb site open, but Chop's gonna have to make a tough read here, and he does. He finds a kill on the Slight. Flash ready, Fruit Cup up to bat, the anchor having to do the job, and do the job he shall. Beautiful work there from Fruit Cup, and that's where you see the potency, the development of a youngster like that in the presence of pressure like that.
I wouldn't even mind if Marsborne were actually going to go for a bit of a timeout. I mean, they might not for this round, but I was thinking if they called it now, they can just kind of figure out for round 8, right? But it just seems like they're trying this mid control. It's not really working. This B, control is not really working. I mean, I guess the next logical choice is A, but even right now, Blue Jays actually kind of going for a 2-1-2. So they've actually put a little bit more emphasis here on the A side. Gonna get Slight to rotate himself off on this now. We're just looking. Where is Snav? I think he's deep on Cheetah right now. So he's close on by. He's got that good smoke to block things off, so he doesn't have to worry. So he's actually going to pull back as well. So Marsborne have been able to get themselves a little bit of real estate, better than what we've seen before. But, I mean, the problem is, Paladin, again, like, they don't really have that utility, right? This is all about just hitting shots.
They have been given a lot of space, though. All of mid, front jag as well, lane. Blue Jays are really having a passive stance here. In all honesty, kind of leaning and gambling to that B end, leaving Freshie on a bit of an island. They're fine with retaking this A bomb site, but you don't want to give guns away. They'll send this main front through Red Room with 45 seconds left on the clock, and Wolf should get at least a little bit of a signal. And yeah, there it is. Sound cue given, and now kills can be taken. Wolf does a lot of good work. I think he must have lagged there, but Wolfie will be caught soon enough with this 5-7, and Slight will take care of business. Chop tries to make it interesting, but Blue Jays still read the situation very well.
Yeah, Blue Jays just look again like they're really on the right reading. They just seem like they know the right setups for every situation that's kind of happening right now. And I mean, it's funny, like I feel like Slight's always been kind of a good conversation to talk about on this team in the past and everything, right? But I mean, he's not even having to do a whole heck of a lot, right? Like you said, I think in the beginning of the pre-show, is Wolf's really improved himself, really starting to just perform a lot better than what we normally seen. Really nice run boost from Freshie. So look at how fast he's able to get onto B lane on this. Doesn't get a whole lot of bodies to find, but man, he's got so much information. And that's the thing that's been so good about Blue Jays, is they've just been rotating so much and getting all that intel.
And again, no mid control for the T's. Or the CTs for that matter. They're keen on leaning a little bit more aggressively on this B bomb site. Snav plays very close and he gets punished, and what a shot from Modem. That's a deep shot to find, and it completely cracks open this B bomb site. Sure, Freshie has found the lurking Jag player, but with the site having fallen, that does bring this round into question. Chop finding another Slight, spotting a barrel but can't convert the kill. Chop has done a lot in this round on his own, and now Marsborne have been able to break this deadlock that had been building against them. Chop has been a guy that I feel like we kind of have talked about a lot, Laz, and he's been a little bit missing in previous iterations. It'd be great to have him show up in this game today.
Yeah, and it is something that you and I have definitely talked a lot about, because we know what Chop can do, right? We know what he's able to, do in the server, but it kind of felt like he was really just hitting a bit of a slump. But now it makes me want to kind of wonder a little bit with their full roster in motion. Now things are kind of more of a clear path. That might revitalize the player, right? I mean, when you kind of go through different players, and I mean, that's the thing. It's all speculation here, but you had Steel kind of, subbing in. So it's like, do you have multiple IGLs calling the shots? That can always be a chaotic situation. So we definitely didn't see Chop in any, of his stellar performance. But now that things are kind of looking a little bit more on the bright side, hopefully we can see him starting to perform a little bit better. So far, he's doing great. I mean, he's top fragging on his team. We haven't really seen that for quite some time. But we'll see if he can maintain that. Again, really nice run boost here from Wolf. Ooh, no, he ran right into it. I was thinking, like, surely you're going to stop, right? You're going to hit the brake, but I guess not.
Yeah, big jump cue given over to Minus, and he's gotten around to those antics in middle quite a few times, Wolf. Finally punished in that sense. And with that, Marsborne get a rare 5v4 in their advantage. What do they do with that advantage? They press the issue even further. MOTM finding a stereo frag on the other end in that A site. Blue Jays continue to get sent reeling, having to make a response in some sense, but nothing is being given over to them. Slight sees a little bit of a body, but can't pull the trigger. Marsborne at this point, they've gotten the map space, they've gotten 2 picks, group together and hit a bomb site. Simplify this as quick as possible.
Yeah, that's focusing a lot on the kind of cross as well. But Blue Jays, I mean, again, just stacking on towards the A side, just realizing, look, like they're going to go for a gamble. They're not going to be able to have this right read at all. But are they going to re-aggress back into this? Are they going to even attempt it? I don't think they will. Just because, again, you have so much utility available for Slight. You still got the op in hand. Marsborne in a great position here, so they should be able to get this free site. But look at the bomb. Oh, no. No. They're going to the wrong site. Oh, no. They're going right to it. Oh, no. And look at Slight. He's able to find this double kill. And now they're realizing, okay, hang on. Don't go away. We got to go B. But look at the time. It's getting so low, down to 12 seconds. He's going to have enough. But man, oh man, it's cutting it close. And do Blue Jays even want to go for this anymore? They already lost Slight. But Fruit Club's close. Oh man, I thought he might have been able to find that. But thankfully for Modem, he finds the kill.
He'll try to get his hand to the last kill of the round, but Snav will have to head for the hills. Very awkward round there from Marsborne, especially considering Chop has gotten all the way to the long side of the map. That you're thinking, I mean, surely you should figure it out at this point that your fake has been sold. You can double back to the B bomb site, but they stick to their guns. They go right into Slight's crosshairs, and even though Slight picks off 2, finally they pull the trigger to move back. They pull that ripcord, and once they get the bomb down, of course, it's going to be an easy situation. Of course, Modem also making it very easy for them, because if he goes down with that A main swing, then it's a 3v2 in a retake situation. It gets very dangerous. At that point, you'd honestly favor the CTs in winning that round. But now, the tale has definitely had a couple of twists in its narrative. Now that Blue Jays have to force around the gun save. But Marsborne, they're battling back in these mid to late round scenarios, and they're real gritty rounds to win, but they're winning them nonetheless. And against a team like Blue Jays, you're going to have to take every opportunity with both hands.
Oh, look at Snav. He's just going to get full aggressive, and now he's even getting that MP9 to work a little bit. He can just fall back, and even Fruit Cup close on by with their dirty deagle. So now the CTs are getting a little bit more cheeky on this. Marsborne have to commit to this. They have no way to turn back. Now they're going to commit to this. Freshie close on by. He's going to get flushed here by the molly. And look at Slight, able to find that too. Oh. Make it a third. Why not?
I think his first shot was a collateral, if I'm not mistaken. I saw 2 health bars go down. Slight, you know, as I mentioned in the beginning of the game, I questioned his sniping potential, but so far he has come up to bat multiple times for this defense and has looked stellar. His rotations have been good. His multi-kill potential is also raising. And all right, now I think the Blue Jays are starting to figure out how to use him a little bit more. Tack timeout being called from the Blue Jays. I think they realize, you know, they really pushed the money of Marsborne to the limit. They've got an opportunity to run away with this half. This is a real kind of coin toss of a round. This is going to show and dictate the rest of the narrative for this first half. And Blue Jays would like to put a lot of these hiccups behind them.
Yes, they would. I think we get to... is this the first time we see Wolfie with an op now? Am I crazy?
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
I feel like this is the first time. Okay. And it looks like Marsborne, once again, they've really found that, you know, the B site seems to be what they want to go for. Wolfie looking like he might try to be the entry point here with minus. And Galil will start things off. Now Snav here into cave. He's dug up something. He's done a big amount of damage, but he needs to find that kill. Hoping to find a bit of a spam damage here, but Modem gets the better of Slight's head. Now just leaving it to 3 CTs. A little bit of damage getting spammed away here. But now a tough situation once again for the Blue Jays. A 3-on-5. And a lot of questions needing to be answered here. Do they want to go for this again, or do they want to just keep these guns preserved as we get closer to that end of the first round, or the first half, I should say, and it looks like they are just going to tuck tail and get the heck out of here.
Yeah, it's a very easy answer, right? You got a backlane smoke. You've got so much real estate given over to the T side. You have no idea what's going on in long. Back away slowly. Marsborne targeting that B anchor of Fruit Cup and just trying to find that opening entry and exploding off of it. And you saw in the early rounds, after getting that entry, they kind of get a little bit stalled out, trying to deal with potentially some cave aggression. But this time they just simplify it. They go charging in. They don't drop a smoke. They don't drop an extra bit of util. They just go straight in, and they punish Slight on the early swing out from long, and then they roll through. So I like Marsborne adapting to the situation, improving round on round. And at this point, we'll be very happy with the haul that they've gotten in this first half. 5 rounds on this T side is nothing to scoff at, especially considering the great work some of these players can do on the defense. Players like MOTM, players like Chop. All important round here, Laz.
Yeah, the most important round here. It'd be a good way for Marsborne to get things back to an equal footing here if they could. Oh. Snap with a missed smoke. Oh, God, that's annoying. But either way, I mean, Grizz is going to get himself into Cheetah. Hanging low. Bit of a spam attempt here from Chop. But again, Blue Jays have actually, you know, committed 4 players at this B site. So they've left mid completely open. Now they have Wolf finally getting his way back over there. Leaving it all to Freshie here to kind of lock A as an anchor with an MP9. So again, not the easiest thing to do. But Marsborne really do have their eyes set here for this B site. They want to go for this hit. They want to keep committing to it. They feel that this is the best plan of attack. The utility now lackluster. Nothing available really except for this smoke that's going to be available for Fruit Cup. He has to burn it now. 45 seconds. Does Marsborne go through this or do they wait things out and give it some respect? It looks like they want to commit to it. Raining nades. Fruit Cup now needing to be that aggressive rifler. The CT's loading up this kill feed once again, and Marsborne don't seem to have an answer. Wolfie by himself with an op in hand on a 1-on-4 with 26 seconds, needing to find the low-hanging fruit of these kills. These players just being a little bit undisciplined, but now they're all grouped up, ready to go, and his head is going to get eradicated. That is going to be a 7-5 as we get ready to go in that second half. Seven to 5 here. Blue Jays get themselves a little bit of a buffer as we get into the second half. But now Marsborne ready to go, dressed in blue. And can they deliver themselves a much-needed map win after such a long time?
Well, let's see if Marsborne can spoil this debut off in style. They have this opportunity to claim some lives here on this defense. as Blue Jays go charging in the middle into the open arms of Wolfie. But Snav has found one kill, and they want to go through their own smoke. They want to go straight at Wolfie. He does not know what hit him. Grizz is now getting circumvented all around him. Mata minus getting dinked up in the process. Oh, this is brutal. Want to get the bomb down to try and make things a little easier. Put some pressure on the CTs, but they got to get off of it. They've got to fight. They've got to stand and deliver, but Bottom is definitely going to do that in his own right. 90-degree flicks across the B bomb site as Marsborne grind their way back in to get their 6th round.
Oh my, and man, who other than Bottom to come up alive, right? Getting that. I was thinking, like, he was so exposed. He was just in the worst position in the world. And you could tell that he was trying to just get out of that double angle, but somehow, some way, man, he just able to pull up another clutch scenario and a much needed one, right? We were talking a lot about, you know, Marsborne. If they can find this pistol, we're going to be right back to an even game. So that's a tough one for Blue Jays. They were looking really, really good on that. Wolf just goes through mid on his lonesome. Wolves usually like to be in a pack, but this one he decides to go alone, and now Blue Jays now needing to rethink of their game plan on this one. And honestly, using this a little bit of time just to discuss for the falling round, I'm not even against this. They're just looking for, you know, a quick kill if they can. Maybe, you know, the odd thing just to damage some of that, a little of that money situation. But otherwise, it's, you know, ain't too much of a thing.
Nope. And Snav won't find anything either. Fruit Cup gets mopped up. And we're at an even kill. When we cut to the break, Laz, and I was saying that this one's a banger, and we've been getting delivery on all fronts. Capable calling out of the Blue Jays, but great adaptations from Marsborne. And now that they've got a little bit of momentum under their wings, how can they carry that onwards? They're going to go for a little bit of a bonus buy here, utilizing these 4 SMGs. Expect something a little bit more aggressive in middle, trying to get up close and personal with these MP9s. But off rip, Snav calling an A contact play. That's a ballsy one, to say the least.
Oh, it's a free site too. Like the fact that they're just going to get this for open grabs. Marsborne, though, the double player in mid, though, is going to allow them to have that donut control very, very quickly. You can already see the Molotov going to get thrown deep. Not going to be deep enough, though. And actually, Freshy's been able to get himself just on the outskirts of it. But now what is Blue Jays going to do with this post-plant position? You can already see the duels are going in favor for Marsborne. A little bit of a back and forth. Wolfie now trying to see what he can do with that MP9, and he actually gets the kill before the flash could even pop. And now you can see Blue Jays. The numbers are dwindling a little bit. The flash is going to get Wolfie completely out of sorts now, but Snav, the IGL, able to spot that player in the smoke. Look at what Snav's able to do. Find himself that double. Seeing what else he can do with another quad kill. Where he's just tapping away, but it might not be enough. A 10-second defuse. Oh,
no
not
way!
like this. Not like this.
Oh, brother. Snav with the flank of flanks and gets all the kills necessary, but not the round. Brutal scenes there with that first outing there for the Blue Jays. And Marsborne, I mean, that is the best case scenario for them. They didn't want those guns anyways. They've got a buy left in the tank class. They've got everything they could ask for in round number 16. And Blue Jays, they want to battle back straight away. Max loss bonus, no problem. Instant boost up for Slight. Oh, and instantly spot up from Chop. Great diligence there. And instead we'll dish out damage to that AWP.
Marsborne reactivating in mid right now. You can see it both. I think that's Wolfie and Minus. They're going to get this mid control once again, just putting a lot more of a pressure point against Blue Jays. And Blue Jays looking like they want to recontest for this mid control as much as possible. Dude, are they going to expect Minus to be in this position, though, this late in the round? Wolfie expecting a donut swing. They now know that Wolfie's here. He's going to be able to backskirt here with the op. But Minus, he might be able to get gifted this. Trigger discipline, he's going to wait things out. Now he realizes, look, I just got to go for the kill. Players now in Cheetah. Able to get those claws deep. Marsborne losing the numbers, and now Blue Jays have been able to find themselves a site. getting this plant through. But now look at how quick Marsborne are here. They're ready to fight on this. Fruit Cup entertaining the idea of a duel, maybe. Freshie just trying to throw any sort of utility he can to be that support player, but it's only the 1-on-1 and all down to minus by himself. Everything, a sole mission with a smoke in hand, a kit in his back pocket. Blocking off Slight, but Slight going to be able to get the shot before that smoke even blooms.
I mean, this guy's got tiny, tiny windows to get it over the line on that box, right? But he's nailed both opportunities. One player crossing over, the other before the smoke blooms. We go tit for tat, Laz, and this one's going to get down to the wire. I can feel it. But for the offense to find an incision like that, that completely sends the CT economy spiraling. They're in double eco territory. You're going to have a couple pistols on board around these rifles, but this is that opportunity for snav to run away with the game. This round right here. If they get this, it's double digits. It's a hampered economy. It's the hard way for Marsborne to get back into the game. So, really, dot your I's, cross your T's when you consider the default in this situation.
Yeah, Marsborne even needing to use their first timeout to kind of, again, just really be crystal clear, like you said. Figure out what they want to do with this. We knew this was going to be a banger, man. We knew this was going to be a bar burner, and boy, oh boy, is it delivered thus far. 17 rounds deep. Anybody's game still. Grizz now going to be able to get the smoke deep, but snav does get the spot of his shoulder. Once again, Blue Jays just trying to fight for this lane control as much as possible. A 2-3 stack. So again, Marsborne have just vacated this mid control. They're not even looking there. They're not even entertaining that idea as of yet. But if Marsborne get any sort of a rotate through and Blue Jays go for it, man, that's going to be a free site for the opening.
Certainly. But thinking about this B-bomb site, utility is good to slow things down, but the spam from Wolf is even better. Minus hits the ground. Oh, nearly had another player lined up as well, unbeknownst to him. Grizz does find one more to make things a little bit more nervy here for the Blue Jays. And they don't have to go off of this. 45 seconds left. They can still pull the ripcord back to middle. You've still got a bit of a range advantage, but no. They want to commit to this full steam ahead. They spot a rotating player away. And there's only two players here. All being said, Freshie might have spotted a little bit of something. Trying to goad out some sort of a fight, but nothing's being given just yet. Freshie has an inkling. He just has that awareness that somebody is around here. And finally they swing. 2 dinks, but no frags. And Marsborne now up against a real tough situation.
Yeah, look at the HP though of Wolf, and now Fruit Cup. He's all on the back end here and long, and he's dead. And I can't even believe Marsborne are able to pull this round through.
Yeah,
oh boy.
You got a flying MP9. No utility. No kits either. That is a dire situation. I'd call a save in that situation. But no, the force buy works at the 11th hour, and Marsborne are right back in it. Again, putting the hurt back onto the Blue Jays. We're not getting any full buy rounds, complete full buy rounds on both ends because of how on edge the economy is for both sides. It's just brutal, and that's the kind of biff that I was looking for when we looked at this lineup in theory.
Oh, now you can just see everybody's just swinging one by one. Minus putting himself at 13. Secondary on the team. Bottom here leading the charge with a 15-10 record. Some good utility, though, available right now for Blue Jays, but can they make this across? A good flash that's going to allow the double players here onto long. Oh, and a bit of an off angle here from Chop. Look at that. He's just able to massacre them. And look at Slight. He doesn't even need an off. He's just going to get that AK ready to go, but he's all by himself now. Tries to walk through the smoke, but Grizz is going to be able to catch his back end. And there we go. 10 is going to be secured. Marsborne now taking a lead after what was, originally a tie game.
And now all of a sudden, Blue Jays, the one to battle back. Marsborne have righted the ship. Minus has been finding a lot more impact in Cave. Chop is doing some good work as well, finding some key multi-kills. And really calling upon a hero at this point, and maybe Fruit Cup is that hero. Minus hits the deck straight away. It's a rush into this A-bomb site to try to cut down MOTM, but this is where he shines. The CT anchor will not be put down. Freshie and Fruit Cup now having to bring out a little bit more firepower, but at this point, Marsborne are running away with it. 11 seems a certainty at this point.
Yeah, it really is. It just kind of feels like, for Blue Jays, like, I don't know if like they're running out of steam or something on this right now, and I would like to see them call the timeout here coming out soon, because again, like, this was a very, very back and forth game, and now Marsborne have been able to find themselves a little bit more of a lead. And this following round could be really, really influential for how this game could really go. But Marsborne on the brink here to get themselves 11. Freshie might be able to find something, a little bit of a cheeky, a little bit of a jump spot, but again, gets overwhelmed by the numbers. Fruit Cup here with 6 HP. I mean, look, it's asking a whole hell of a lot. It looks like he wants to contest for this. Flash going to get thrown. He gets caught in it. Blind as a bat. And Chop's going to be able to find him. So there we go. 11 will be grabbed up, and now the money is on the board here. So Blue Jays do have the cash flow. But I mean, Paladin, I feel like if this round is going to be a blunder for these guys, like you said, this thing could be over quick.
Oh, this game is done if this round is lost. Call attack. I mean, this is where you want to get experience like Warden on the mic, but they're not going to do it. They're just going to full send it straight into round number 20. And with how Marsborne have really just been improving round on round, this is their swan song. Decent nades as well to slow down the brunt of this attack in the lane. But Chris won't fight forward. He doesn't have assistance, and with that, he'll have to give lane control, and they'll have to give up mid control as well. So a lot of early space taken by the Blue Jays, and a chance to really twist the knife here in this round.
Yeah, they're going to go together. Nobody's going to lurk anymore. Nobody's just going to try to find some sort of an opening in mid. Instead, they're going to try to commit multiple players here through Cave. Wolfie finds the better of Slight now. That off versus op question is going to be answered here for round number 20. Blue Jays with just under a minute remaining. Still have plenty of time to go for the plan number 2. But it does look like they're going to have the lurk of Freshie right now. He's going to go in towards Donut, so he's going to try to put a little bit of a ruse. He's going to try to see if he can catch any of the players rotating here from the CT side. But Snav, the IGL needing to find this entry, needs to be able to find this opening duel, and he does get the better of it, so that's a good start. Maybe able to even take down Wolfie. Just catches the shoulder of him. Now Chop in a prime position here. He might be able to come alive. He just needs to find the perfect timing. That nade's going to definitely help. And just like that, Chop's going to be able to assist it, but Modem's right there with him, holding his hand. And Freshie now on a 1-on-4 with 14 seconds remaining on this. Now down to 10. I don't think he's got a hope in hell. And indeed he does not. And Marsborne on the brink of taking this map away.
I mean, what a round there from Wolfie to find just the right read. I mean, in certain situations there, if you're a fresher IGL, you might get nervous. You might send a third rotation into A, but he held stalwart on that B bomb side, 3 players strong, hits the necessary shot in terms of those crossing in players, and Chop does so well to knock down a couple of kills. I mean, I've been needing this guy to step up his anchoring, and he absolutely has. It's not the Grizz show as we were kind of expecting. You got more players to step up in these clutch scenarios than you might think. And now, all of a sudden, this map might just blow past the Blue Jays, and they wouldn't even have a chance to even say anything about it as a rebuttal. This is incredible in terms of the improvements from Marsborne round upon round. half upon half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, just the fact that we talked a lot about this in the pre-show is that Marsborne being fully equipped with their regular roster, we were wondering, what are we going to see here today? Are we going to see a team that can really compete, or is it going to be a team that still has some gaps and things that they have to work on just because of all the turbulence they've had? But it's looking like they're able to pack a really good punch, but now they get a little bit over adventurous on this. 2 opening duels in favor for Blue Jays. A lot of damage getting done, though. So it can definitely be bounced back here. Modem realizing he needs to get out, but oh no, that positioning just a bit too awkward. He overextended a bit too much, and now Wolfie, he's holding the off. He finds himself one, but look at that good play. Good little bit of teamwork and communication from Blue Jays. Getting this 9th potentially on the board here, unless Chop can be able to find the timing in the right place. But I don't think he's in the right place at the right time at all here, Paladin.
This is a save every day of the week. It's a bit more laissez-faire there from Snav. And they managed to get their way out of middle pretty safely. They punished some cave aggression. But you're not going to get that kind of a round every round. You're not going to get all of that control every round. So, yes, they've got themselves a lifeline, but they've still got 3 rounds that they need to put together. This following one's going to be a toughie. And you're probably talking about another buy in the tank after that. So this is going to be one of the harder comebacks that the Blue Jays would have to showcase here in their debut in the new threads. But it wouldn't be the boss way without a little bit of grit.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Another tactical going to come through now, but Marsborne, and rightfully so. I mean, things are going. This is still anybody's game, right? I mean, obviously the 3 chances here for Marsborne to get this thing done, but I mean, all it takes is Blue Jays to be able to find themselves this round. That money's going to be squashed, and then we could be talking overtime, right? So again, what are we going to see different from Marsborne? We see them get really good mid control. We've been able to see them throw some really good utility as well, just kind of controlling that B ramp. Do we see Blue Jays kind of entertaining the idea of another A hit? I feel like they must know that Freshy's kind of the sole anchor of this site. Do they want to really... or not Freshy, sorry. I mean, do they want to go for, Marsborne kind of anchoring one player alone on this site and like maybe try to see if that could be the winning point for them to get 10?
I mean, it's so hard, right? Because Modem has done such a good job holding down A. I mean, I feel as though he's been just such a safe force on that end that you can't even call these contact plays or these rushes on that end of the map because he's locking it down. Instead, they're going to try to target B, and a bit earlier, I don't know if Marsborne are aware of this level of pace. The spams are in just slightly the right place, but not hitting quite the mark. They're just hoping that something gets offered up to them either way for both teams, but nothing being found. Fruit Cup does take some auxiliary damage. Grizz pushed back here, exchanging of nades, and Blue Jays will win that exchange.
Oh, and even Chop still just trying to contest. I mean, Double Smoke's going to be thrown onto the ramp now, blocking off for Slight to get that off into motion. Grizz, look at what he's able to do. He's just trying to dance with him a little bit. And now the USPs, there, he gets a kill. I don't know how he's able to find this. They don't even clear him. The CTs, they're just taking these kills away. Leaving it down to the 2-on-4. The bomb is going to be in the hands of Wolf. But he's already getting so much damage against him. Even though he finds this kill against Minus, he's a dead man. And it's all down to Slight now with 37 seconds. The bomb is in no man's land. And this thing is over. Marsborne are going to be able to take this with no prisoners of a 13-9 victory.
Grizz pulling a rabbit out of the hat, man. Absolute Houdini affair in that cave smoke. Dodges death multiple times, just long enough for Chop to pick up the angle. And somehow, some way,